We have come together to bless the marriage of James and Victoria. This day is possible through the grace of a loving God. Your parents and family and friends who are here in person or in spirit to witness and celebrate your love. As you confirm your relationship in the eyes of this wonderful community, you're also confirming that this community lives in your love for each other. Therefore, I ask all of you gathered here today, do you promise to support and love James and Victoria throughout their marriage? Our response is, we will.
We will. We will.
Oh, come on. Our response is, we will.
We will.
Right. James and Victoria, since it's your intention to enter into marriage, continue to join hands and declare your consent before God in this community. James and Victoria, have you come here freely and with a reservation to give yourselves to each other in marriage?
We have.
Will you love and honor each other as husband and wife for the rest of your lives?
We will.
James and Victoria, today you're surrounded by your family and friends, all of whom are gathered to witness your exchange of vows and to share in the joy of this wonderful occasion. Let this be a demonstration of love and a statement of what you mean to each other through the commitment you now make. Larry, stepfather of the groom, please come forward for the first reading.
The future belongs to the heart, even more than it does to the mind. Love that is the only thing that can occupy and fill eternity. It is in its infinite. I did it now. In the infinite and inexhaustible, it is recused. Love participates of the soul itself. It is of the same nature. Like it, it is the divine spark. Like it, it is incorruptible, indivisible, and imperishable. It is a point of fire that exists within us, which is immortal and infinite, which nothing can confine, and which nothing can extinguish. We feel it burning even in the very marrows of our bones, and we see it beaming in the very depths of heaven.
Alan, father of the bride, please come forward for our second reading.
He likes to be prepared.
I'm going to try it without glasses. We'll see how that works. It's a human compulsion to try to make sense of the world and who we are. We can explain almost everything about the physical world with science, but that doesn't get at who we are and why we are. Theologian Gerald May proposes a more satisfying idea. There is a desire within each of us, in the deep center of ourselves, that we call our heart. We were born with it. It is never completely satisfied, and it never dies. We are often unaware of it, but it is always awake. It is the human desire for love. Every person on this earth yearns to love, to be loved, and to know love. Our true identity, our reason for being, is to be found in this desire. Love is the why of life, why we are functioning at all. Love is the fundamental energy of the human spirit, the fuel on which we run, the wellspring of our vitality. And grace, which is the flowing creative activity of love itself, is what makes all goodness possible. Love should come first. It should be the beginning of and the reason for everything.
Well, it seems that you've been planning this wedding forever, with so many details, but this wonderful day is finally here. I've got the best job. I get to meet amazing people like Victoria and James and hear stories of how they discovered love. This story began 7 years ago Even though they went to the same high school and community college, they never met. It was while Victoria was in her last year at community college, she ran into a friend, Missy, who joins us today. Missy brought Victoria to an outing, and James was there. He came over and he sat next to me, and we chatted and joked the entire night. We stayed in touch as friends for a long time, even as we graduated from community college and started our four-year universities. We kept on chatting and texting. And over time, we realized there was so much more between us, and our lives evolved to the moment in which we now stand. I asked them, what makes you click as a couple? We can do anything together, from being outdoors to just sitting on the couch reading. We are always comfortable. Whatever we are doing, we'd rather be doing it with each other. We're very similar. We share temperaments, interests, and are just meant to be with each other. James, I asked, how did you know that Victoria was the one for you? It just evolved over time. I'm comfortable and I'm complete with her. When you know, you know. And James, what's special about her? She's funny, obviously beautiful, easygoing, brilliant, and hardworking. In fact, early on in their relationship, he wrote a wonderful note to her to show how much he loved her and that she carries with her in her wallet to this very day. He ended the note by saying as follows: "You made my world shine. I can't ever thank you enough for deciding that I'm worth putting up with, but in any attempt, I guess, I can simply shower you with as much praise and love as humanly possible. Victoria, I love you with all my heart." And Victoria, how did you know that James was the one for you? After a long conversation, 13 hours to be exact, all my concerns and fears for the future didn't matter because I loved him so. And it was worth whatever I had to do to spend the rest of my life with him. And what's special about him? He's amazingly considerate. He takes care of me. He's incredibly compassionate, handsome, as well as smart and hardworking. He's all in, 100%, committed to anything he does. He makes me feel wonderful, confident, and complete. And I love him so. For today, Victoria and James, you stand before us and declare what has happened in your hearts over these past 7 years. Victoria and James, you've known each other from that first outing with Missy to this point of commitment. At some point, you decided to marry. From that moment of yes to this moment of yes. Indeed, you've been making commitments all along the way. All those conversations were held by text or in a car or over a meal or during long walks. All those sentences that began with "when we're married" and continued with "I will" and "you will" and "we will." All those talks that included "someday" and "somehow" and "maybe." All those promises that are unspoken matters of the heart. All these common things and more are the real process of the wedding. The vows that you're about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know, all those things we promised and hoped and dreamed, well, I meant them all, every word. Look at one another and remember this moment in time. Before this moment, we've been many things to one another: friend, companion, caretaker, confidant, even teacher. For you learn much from each other over these past 7 years. Now you will say a few words that will take you across a threshold of life, and things will never be quite the same between you. For after these vows you shall say to the world, this is my husband, and this is my wife. Victoria and James, you are the gift to each other today. And we thank you. You give us hope that love lives, that commitments are worthwhile, that the future is bright with promise, that the darkest of days are always outshined by the brightness of love. And to you, wonderful friends and family of Victoria and James, legend has it that when the one man loves the one woman and the one woman loves the one man, the angels abandon heaven and go and sit with the couple and they sing for joy. Just look around you. Please, look in the face of the person sitting next to you. You see, the angels are here. For you have come to this celebration with joy and love in your hearts. Your light, the light of your soul, has touched their lives. Your presence adds sanctity to this wonderful occasion. It is a great gift that you give Victoria and James, and one for which they are most grateful. And so, for everyone here present, for your family and your friends, we wish you days of unplanned joy, of wonderful security, and to the magic that life will bring you both. Happily ever after begins now. James and Victoria, you've come together in the presence of God in this community to publicly declare what has happened in your hearts over these past 7 years. As you embark on the next part of your journey together, remember and appreciate all that has been and all that will be. Since it's your intention to enter into marriage, join your hands and declare your consent before God and this community by the exchange of vows and rings. James, please declare your vow to Victoria.
Victoria, my love, Minovia, how do I start? Where can I start? Or when? Anyone who knew us then knew of my immediate infatuation with you from the first night we met. But when did this start? When did you and I become a we? As Jane Austen said, I cannot fix on the hour or the spot or the look or the words which laid the foundation. I was in the middle before I knew that I'd begun. From the night we met to the months of my nonstop chasing, our first kiss to the day you said yes, whether I knew it rationally or was just following that deep-seated need to just be in your presence. In one way or another, I've always loved you. I love your endless kindness and your absolute compassion. I love the twinkle in your eyes when you shine that smile that lights up the room. Your quirky sense of humor, your passion for doing what's right, your unconditional support for those you love, your patience, persistence, generosity, bravery, I love it all. I can't say for sure when this started. I can't say where we were nor what caused that final spark. But I can say that I love you. I can say that I will always love you. And I will always be there for you. I will nag you about your health, continue to be more honest than you probably like, and altogether be an absolute pest. But I'll do it out of my love for you. That love with the unknown place and time and spark, but that was all kindled from that fateful night that I happened to meet that really, really cute girl.
Victoria, please declare your vow to James.
James, I wasn't ready to fall in love with you. I tried not to, in spite of all your kindness and care. I didn't think it was possible for someone to truly love me, and I was terrified of getting hurt. You barely knew me, and I was sure that once you did, you would run the other way. I hope you're happy with proving me wrong. You changed everything that I thought I knew and brought me into a dazzling new world. You see every side of me, the polished and the cracked, and you find something to love in all of it. You make me feel that even when I'm a bit of a disaster, I'm beautiful and precious. Some say that we fall in love not with the person, but with how that person makes us feel. With you, I feel like a flower in full bloom, like a bird soaring through the sky, like I'm in the middle of a miracle. Without you, I could survive, but with you, I have wings. I can't tell you that I will love you always from this day on, because I have loved you every day for 7 years. I can't give you my heart because it is already yours. I can't start a life with you because we already share one that I adore. I can promise that I will continue to love you fiercely and forever, and that I will remind you of that every day. I promise that I will always share my hopes and dreams and fears with you, and that I will listen faithfully as you do the same. I promise that we will continue to grow together as individuals and as a team, and that just as you support me, I will support you. I promise that you will never be alone, because I will always hold you in my heart and mind. You are the most considerate, compassionate, supportive, and loving man that I have ever known. I don't know how I got so lucky to be able to be with you, but I promise that I will spend my whole life trying to deserve you.
Family and friends, we now turn to the blessing of hands as part of the exchange of rings. James and Victoria, please join hands. These are the hands of your best friend, young and strong and full of love for you, that are holding yours on this your wedding day, as you promise to love each other today, tomorrow, and forever. These are the hands that will work alongside yours, as together you build your future. These are the hands that will passionately love you and cherish you through the years, and with the slightest touch will comfort you like no other. These are the hands that will hold you when fear and grief fill your mind. These are the hands that will countless times wipe the tears from your eyes, tears of sorrow and tears of joy. These are the hands that will tenderly hold your children. These are the hands that will help you to hold and guide your family. These are the hands that will give you strength when you need it. And lastly, these are the hands that even when wrinkled and aged, will still be reaching for yours, still giving you the same unspoken tenderness with just a touch. May I have the rings, please?
Thank you, Todd.
Sorry, we didn't want him to drop them.
I now ask you to seal the vows you just made by the giving and receiving of rings. The wedding ring has been a traditional symbol of commitment and enduring love that, like a circle, has no end. These rings are your gift to each other. They are the outward and visible signs of an inward and spiritual bond that unites your two hearts in love that has no end. As often as either of you look at this symbol, be reminded of the commitment to love each other, which you formalize today. James and Victoria, please repeat after me while placing these rings on each other's finger.
Is this your left? Okay.
As a ring has no end,
As a ring has
Has
no
no
end,
end.
neither shall my love for you.
Neither shall my love for you.
I choose you to be mine,
I choose you to be mine,
this day and forevermore.
this
This
day
day
and
and forevermore.
forevermore.
The sand candle ceremony. Today, this relationship is symbolized by the pouring of these two individual containers of sand one representing you, Victoria, and all that you were, and all that you are, and all that you'll ever be, and the other representing you, James, and all that you were, and all that you are, and all that you'll ever be. As these two containers of sand are poured into this third container, the individual containers of sand will no longer exist, but will be joined together as one. Just as these grains of sand can never be separated and poured again into the individual containers, so will you two be joined in marriage.
Yup.
Should we stop? My bad. Should we keep going? Are we good? Yeah, let's go on.
Yeah.
Okay. Which side goes on top? Okay, that. You got it. Ooh, I have these too. Got it.
I think we forgot something here.
I think that's close enough, right? Thankfully. It's all good.
Let's go back to the
Okay.
And now for the prayer of the faithful. Karen, please come forward to read our prayer intentions.
For James and Victoria, as they begin their married life together, may they always know the Lord's presence in plenty and in want. For their family and friends, may they be good examples of love and faithfulness as they support James and Victoria in their marriage. For all of those who have loved us and who now live beyond time, in special way we remember James Norman Francis Phillips, Fran Phillips, Dick Jutras, Mary Jane and Adrian Pappy Montgomery, Adrian Dennis Montgomery, Jim Linder, Vernon Caston, Samantha Jo, Luke, Punky, and all others who have touched our hearts and are watching over us. May the sure knowledge of their presence in the kingdom of God be an inspiration to James and Victoria throughout their lives. For those here present, may we find God's love for us mirrored in James and Victoria's love for each other.
God of love and light, God of our many understandings, hear the prayers of the family and friends of James and Victoria. May James and Victoria celebrate the joy of your presence in their homes and heart. with each other, their family and friends, and with whomever they meet. And to this indeed we say, Amen. And now for the nuptial blessing. Let us ask God for continued blessings upon James and Victoria, who now stand before us at the beginning of their married life. James and Victoria, may your home be a haven of peace, and your relationship one of generosity, truth, and understanding. May you enjoy length of days, fulfillment of hopes, and peace and contentment of mind as you live day by day and fulfill the promises you've made today to one another. James and Victoria, may you pledge to each other to be loving friends and partners in marriage, to talk and to listen, to trust and to appreciate one another, to respect and to cherish each other's uniqueness, and to support, comfort, and strengthen each other through life's joys and sorrows. May you promise to share hopes and thoughts and dreams as you build your lives together. May you build a home that is compassionate to all, full of respect and honor for others and for each other. And may you find peace and beauty, humor and insight, love and wisdom. And may you always feel that what you have is enough. And now, for as you publicly made your vows and declared them by giving and receiving of your rings, by the witness of your love and commitment, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may now kiss each other for the first time as a married couple. Family and friends, it is my distinct honor to present to you, for the very first time as husband and wife, James and Victoria.